Hi, folks. I'm Don Convica, and we've got a lot to talk about here for this evening in your weather department. First of all, we've got enough light to see our tower cam views. This one, Sinlock Broadcasting on Texas Avenue in Alexandria. You still see the water tower, got the lights on it. Temperature's dropping now. We're in the upper 40s already. Dew point 38. So we have some dry air in the lower levels. These clouds you're looking at, those are high clouds, around 25,000 feet above the surface. And likewise, we have the same story going on over in our Gina tower cam. 48 degrees over at Gina right now. There is a little chill power left in the atmosphere for tonight, but not as cold as it was last night. And of course, these changes, these clouds coming in ahead of the next big weather system that is going to affect us Monday. You've been hearing about that for a while. It's on its way. This is kind of the first thing that we see with these type systems. You see some high clouds first, then the clouds lower and thicken, then the more energy gets in, then it turns thundery and unsettled, and eventually, if you got the right parameters, which we do this time, severe weather is a threat. Okay, some details. Satellite and radar continuing to show that. Look at that action out west. You see the northerly flow off the Pacific coast west of California. Then looking at the Rockies and Plains where you see a lot of clouds. So a lot of energy just working in that and kind of boiling in that area. It will be here by tomorrow. We'll feel the effects. Here's Futurecast. By your commute Monday morning back to school for a lot of folks, or students, in fact, there will be a rain chance, some hit and miss showers, maybe a few thunderstorms. Those radar echoes looking a little cellular at that particular time. And then there will be an increase as we head into the afternoon, evening. We'll see one big convective line form just to the east of us. I think that's where the highest severe weather potential will be. And then that will drive eastward toward the Florida Panhandle, Alabama by late tomorrow night and Tuesday morning. Otherwise, we see a good day brewing Tuesday by the afternoon hours. Severe outlook for tomorrow. This is officially from the Storm Prediction Center. They have us in what they call a marginal, a level 1 on a scale of 5, or a slight, and that would be a level 2. So you see, the farther north you go, the less potential there is for severe weather. You head into this area, some basically from about Leesville, Alexandria, Jonesville southward. That's where the highest potential is in Cenla. It's a level 2, a slight. Now, I'd group those into one category. I'll call it a limited category. Looking farther downstate toward Baton Rouge and New Orleans, don't really see this on the map, but there's the level 3, the enhanced. And I think that's a good forecast because I do feel like the highest severe potential is over in that particular direction. All right, so let's take a look at the severe weather threats here and some kind of detail that out for you. Overall, we're looking at again, a limited risk. Remember, I gripped the group, the level 1 and the level 2 together, the slight and the limited. Of course, those will go with us. Now, for the flooding, I think the risk is not 0, but it's pretty low. Now, it'll be a little higher to the south of us toward I-10, Highway 190 corridor, and then points eastward from there. The wind, I think, will be the main thing here in central Louisiana. I think there's a high probability. There'll be more rain, high wind reports than hail reports and tornado reports, I believe. So that bar is a little bit higher. The tornado and hail bar is kind of secondary to the wind threat here in Cenla, but those not 0 either. So there is a threat. A couple of key points. So what to expect here in Cenla Monday evening. So I'm going to narrow down the time frame. It's not very narrow because there's a broad time range. It could get kicked off by tomorrow morning as early as 6 o'clock in some locations. But as we get into the afternoon and we see the warming, the instability increase, that is going to increase the action correspondingly with the rain and storms. I think by 10 o'clock, it's out of here. To the east of us. Now, this 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. time slot here is for all the central Louisiana. It's a very broad thing. If you're up in Sabine Parish, it may be limited to the morning or early afternoon. If you're over toward Natchez, Ferriday, Vidalia, it may be more toward the 8 to 10 p.m. time frame where the highest risk of severe weather is. So I just kind of broad stroke it here because you never really know with these situations exactly when the timing will be. So we're cautious about it. The scope of severity will be limited. I think we see the enhanced events, that would be major tornadoes, that would be hail larger than golf ball, and the wind events greater than or equal to hurricane force winds. I think that's unlikely here. I'm not going to say it's a zero. I think they're maybe down toward I-10, 190 corridor points east from there. There could be a slight risk of that. Then once you go further down toward Baton Rouge and New Orleans later in the day, I definitely think there could be a risk of that. High rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches in an hour or less could cause some flash flooding in those typical areas that experience that. Instability will be a critical factor. If it gets warmer and more unstable than we think it will tomorrow afternoon, then we may have to bump this up a category to the level 3 or the enhanced or the significant, as I call it. All right, lows tonight, not as cold as last night, will be more seasonal. Typically we see 39. I think I'll call for an average of about 40 degrees. So basically upper 30s, lower 40s, but there could be some middle 40s, especially I got DeRidder in at 44 degrees there, and maybe the chilliest readings up in Wind Parish averaging about 37. And then for Monday high temperatures, again, this is the critical thing. We will see a north to south temperature difference. We usually see that in these type patterns, less instability north, more to the south. I've got Opelousas and Oakdale coming in about 68 degrees for a high temperature. If they're able to bump into the lower 70s, then that will increase the severe weather potential in that direction. I've got Alexandria, Pineville here, 65 degrees. If we're warmer than that, then that might bump up the risk of severe weather just a bit. So that's what I was saying earlier. The instability is the critical factor, and our forecast and Storm Prediction Center forecast is based probably on something close to these numbers. Now, it will be a 100% chance to rain. Everybody's going to get rain. Everybody's going to get wet with this situation. This is Monday's rainfall pattern details. It'll be AM and PM timing as we outlined. Could rain any time of the day and will probably rain more than once where you're at for the day tomorrow. Common amounts will be about a ½ inch to 1.5 inches, similar to the last event, but I do think we could see peak amounts 2 to 4 inches, and that could occur just about anywhere in the area. It's one of those situations, but I think the highest chance of getting that will be probably Allen, Evangeline, St. Landry parishes, and then eastward, and then down toward Baton Rouge, New Orleans area, South Mississippi, they could get up to ½ foot of rain out of this deal. All right, let's look at that 7-day forecast then. Monday, rain and thunderstorms. We also want to emphasize with this multi-dimensional weather system coming in for Monday, there's a high wind threat regardless of any thunderstorm activities, what we call gradient or difference in air pressure wind, kind of wind driven by the system itself, the large-scale system itself. I think gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour outside of thunderstorms is possible both Monday and maybe even Tuesday behind it. We'll see kind of a milder south wind ahead of that system Monday, a colder northwest wind for Tuesday, but both days will be windy. Now, we kind of see what we're doing with these rain chances on Tuesday. Got 20%. But say just after midnight, it could still be likely. So that 20% is for, say, after sunrise or after 6 a.m. Tuesday, kind of during the day Tuesday. The chance is pretty low. If there's any rain Tuesday, it's probably going to be before 6 a.m. By Wednesday, a beautiful day, but cold, 29 for an average low. That's a light to moderate freeze, so watch out for that one. It'll warm up again Thursday in advance to the next system. I'm putting a 30% chance of rain in there to keep that one covered, and then we're up to 80% with rain. Few thunderstorms mixing in Friday. No severe weather flag just yet, but we are monitoring that for some potential Friday. Fairly strong disturbance coming in, but not as strong as one for Monday. 52 and 65 for your temperatures. Then it turns cold again behind that one. It's able to tap some cold air. Saturday and Sunday, upper 20s for lows. High struggling Saturday to get 50 degrees under a partly sunny sky, and we'll get mid 50s there on Sunday. So your fronts come in the Monday, Tuesday time frame, another one Friday, and another one for the dry front Saturday, Sunday time frame. Hey, thanks for being with me, and Nick Mickens and I will keep you covered.